G'day and welcome to my garage. I'm Peter. Before I start, I would like to acknowledge Joe from My Heap. He's a fellow YouTuber. You can check him out on My Heap. Joe supplied, I think I've mentioned this, Joe supplied the worm and wheel for this project. It's a 50:1 ratio, so that's why it's a modified Gingery dividing head. I had to make things bigger to fit the bigger worm and wheel in. But I'd like to acknowledge Joe from My Heap. He kindly provided that worm and wheel. Without that, this project wouldn't have got off the ground. So in this episode, I machine the back of the spindle hub off. What else? Make a keyway in that spindle hub, cut the key, make it fit, make it all fit, drill out the hub of the worm wheel and fit a 6mm grub screw, and at the end I'll be making, or halfway through, I'll be making the clamp screw. Alright, I've cleaned this up a bit. I still have a little bit more to go, but it's getting in halfway. So gear fits nice. It's very nice actually. So I've still got to clean this up, and it's aluminium, so the steel key itself can perform the task. And that's all the way to the mark. So now that I've got the key, I've got to put a grub screw in, revisit my drawing, because I think I've actually got this gear the other way around, which would put that inside face is the same level as the outside faces across there. So that would put the brake rubbing on against the wheel. I'll see if I've got room in the assembly to turn it around so I've got the hub, the gear bronze gear hub. See if I've got room for that, and because that will offset. In my drawing I've got it the other way around, so the pinion's going to be further over. I just got to make sure there's enough room in this, how it fits that way. Yeah, it might work. I'm making a 3mm thick washer to go between these parts. Still got the 4-jaw in the 4-jaw chuck on the lathe, and I'm just using a scribe to get that to run pretty true. It's only a spacing washer, so it can be a thou or two out, it doesn't matter. So that's running pretty right. I'll get ready to bore this out to 28, was it? 29, thereabouts. As I said, it's only a washer, as long as it fits over and it's not too sloppy. Alright, I'll set my boring bar, I've got to drill it, and I'll set my boring bar up for that. I can get my bar in there. I need 29. That's what I'm aiming for. Currently got 24.3, 2 mil radius cut on this. That's 29.25. And that fits. Excuse me. And there I have a 3 mil washer. Goes in there like so. There we go. That's all the way in. Yep. Okay, I'll go and cut the key. And the key is cut. It's there somewhere. There it is. Stayed in focus too. Very good. Now I want to put a set screw through this hub of the worm wheel, pressing down on the key. I'll just put that on the centre, put that on the mark in the middle of the keyway. And I'll give myself a line. And I need to transfer that line also across to that side. That's to help guide it when I'm on the milling machine. Okay, I've excuse me, I've established the line across the centre of that hub because I need to drill centre directly onto the key. It's no use having the wheel turned around off centre. It's got to be on centre. So how to achieve that, I have worked out I can do it this way, and that's why I've got those two lines. It's got to be turned around. So what I'm doing is this is an 8mm drill, could be 10mm, 12mm, the bigger the better, but that's all I've got out here at the present moment. I need a straight shank to work off, and with this ruler as a square, I'm looking at the line down the bottom here. Like I said, it's got to be turned slightly. I can now lock my wheel down and move to setting up the appropriate drill to come in through here. Now what I might do is what have I got? I'm using an M6, so with an 8mm end mill, I'll scallop out the side of this wheel a bit so I can get the drill a bit further down, because I know it's going to be on the edge, and I want about 3 mil of meat left over above it. So let me set up for that. Now when I excuse me, this is the 8 mil end mill, and I was using an 8 mil drill before to do the alignment, so I had to bring the centre line of the end mill into alignment with the centre line of the hole. So I had to move it over 4 millimeters. I've already done that. Like I said, that's an 8 mil. I know from looking at this, that's a 5 mil drill, and that's the drilling size. So 5 mil. I want another 3. That's pretty much in line, just below the surface, and I want about 3 mil of meat above it. So I'll drop this M8 3 millimeters. I've got the thing set at 0. Right, 1 minute 38 seconds or something in, and this camera decides to stop recording. I don't know why. The battery indicator's still full. I don't know why. It's done this to me a couple of times now. I'm seriously thinking about buying another video camera, because I'm getting tired of this, and the old one's very poor. Anyhow, during the break you just had, I managed to drop the cutter 3 millimeters into the side, and it's just on the edge of the tooth, so it won't affect the operation as far as the worm and wheel are concerned. And mate, it's going into a dividing head, 50-to-1 ratio. What's that? 2 turns a second, 120 turns a minute. It's not revving its brains out, that's for sure. I've started drilling into this, and I thought I'd stop and tell you this is a casting, so that's got pattern draft on it. It's curved, it's terrible, and I'm not pecking it with a centre drill. I'm just hitting it straight up with the 5 mil twist drill. But the funny thing about these twist drills is, if I can put some light on the subject, they have a little pilot. Where is it? There it is. They have a little pilot. Don't know how you would sharpen something like this, but I bought them from our local grocery store a few years back. That was Aldi, and they had these things. I didn't realise it until I came home. So that 5 mil that's in there, it's got about a 2.5 mil pilot drill on the end, and if you gently take it, if you gently touch it, it'll pick up and won't run off. They're quite handy, but I've never seen them back in the store again. I keep an eye out. They come out. Anyhow, this camera died again, so you got the gist of the drill. It's got a pilot on it. Hit the go button, and I will do my business, and the camera will do whatever it likes. But I'm drilling this hole. And there we have it, all this beautiful gold. Alright, that's enough for you. need to do for this is the screw clamp. Okay, I'm starting on the clamp screw. Yeah, the clamp screw. This is just to control the chips. I don't appreciate them. Where is my micrometer? What are we down to? 11, 12, 13. You may have heard the doorbell in the background. That was the courier. So what have I got? 11, 12 and a half. So it's 95. It's 12.95. That's close enough. Gingery calls for a 3/8. What's that? Roughly 10 mil. Doesn't really matter. It's a handle. I can leave it at that. What did I say? 12.95. I could come down to 12. I might do that. Come down to 12.
Straw colour.
That'll be warm. Yeah, warm. Not very hot. Alright, I've got, yeah, it was a 1 millimetre off. I've got 11.95, close enough to 12 mil. That's all I need for that. I just got to dress the ends off. Just got to clean this up a little bit. And this thing's still recording. Here we go. So now this crusty end has to be turned down to accept a M10 thread, so I've got to get down to about 9.9, 9.85, something like that. I think it was 9.85. So let's get this thing doing its work.
Momentary slip there.
That's tight. So let's just tighten up the dog. Oh, the dog's loose. Start that again. and that should be down to about 10.28. No, 10.56. 10.56. I'm going to have to get you out of the way. No, we'll leave it out here. Okay, let's try that. Excuse me, I'm cross drilling the, this is the handle for the clamp screw. I'm just cross drilling a 5mm hole for a shaft handle.
And that should take. There we go. Just clean that up and we're in business.
This is the clamp screw and the unfinished handle. I still have to make 2 knobs for this. But for the time being, I'll put a bit of loving oil on there. I just blued these, blacken these. I don't seem to manage to get the blue. It's probably because I use sump oil, but I do like the black.
The black stops coming off after a while. It's pretty good.
And it doesn't take much effort to break the spindle. Less than a quarter of a turn. Quarter of a turn to be sure. Alright. Let that oil soak in there. And I might go and cast the worm carrier. I'll probably see you over at the moulding table next.